in the days after King Arthur. Old haunts return. Percival's next camp was high up upon the mountain rock called Call. Before him stretched the beloved Uthran River Valley. The river shore was actually a coastline, since the river was close to the sea and was therefore subject to its tides. On this river was the old haunt of the young knights, a place where Percival had often wined, dined, and watched the river flow. But was it still there? So many times it had been sacked and burned. This day it was too misty to tell from afar. Well, I'll check again tomorrow, he thought. Maybe some lights can be seen at night. I hope it has been rebuilt even finer than ever. Percival sat on the balcony of an old cliff lookout. Years later he told me these stories through his writings. There was no need tonight for my usual spyglass, for before me on the cliff was a glass of the utmost precision, like a gift from the sky. I took the spyglass to my eyes, and as on so many nights before, aimed it into that sea of darkness, this time from high upon the river bluffs, but just below the sky's steamy breath. Cursing the fog, I wondered who was it that could weave such a mist, and why. Suddenly I was there in my mind, and my throat and mouth were filled with some creatures of the sea, mostly lobsters and mussels. I cried out for drink, and the milk of a German mother did appear. And just as suddenly, the mist broke in two, and I spied a beautiful light, the beautiful sight of the place upon the river shore. How I had dreamed to sight you, my dear place, just to have me see you once more. Now, the old searcher knight puts away his spyglass and leaves the Rock of Call. I began to move. At first it was just a little tug of memories from so long ago. Then I was floating, flying over the sea bridge. It was late, nearly midnight. There was no moon as I traveled, faster now, into the darkest night on all the earth. A force drew me down, down, down like gravity, down the black slide of a road, hundreds of feet down. I was too thrilled to be scared. How would I get back? It didn't matter. Down I tumbled, many other forces drawing me on as well into the bowels of the ruins. Were they still ruins? Blood surged through my heart, the tidewater swells of seas now remembered. We, for there was another who was a ghost like the mist, found ourselves next to a long wooden table. We ran our fingers along it and saw that it was a wood that was not lumbered anywhere on the earth. Where we had expected ruins, we saw only perfection. It was somehow another world. Tonight few knew of its secret, for it had only recome into being the day before. Although few did know, surely those who cared to know would be here as well. Tonight, and for tonight only, we would own the ruins. Ruins which had somehow been undestroyed into a thing of beauty. It was some sort of magical place. I saw an old lady walking on the water. She was stooping and ancient, perhaps an ancient mariner, but before I could wonder about her magic, she was gone off into the night again. Like apparitions of the night, many people had appeared. Some from the sea, some from the land, many in Dutch dresses from Europia, but so many from the sea. Here a coastal captain in gleaming white, there a tugboat officer. All through the night they came to the docks and piers, sailors, harbor pilots, and all of the mariners of the river sea. I told the tale of the spyglass, an unexpected result of which was the obtention of goblets of drink from the wooden table for free, and not a pence did we pay. For tonight we owned this small piece of the world and stood at the crossroads of adventure. Unbelievably, at one table sat the captains of 3 sunken ships. At another table sat 3 previous English kings of centuries ago. I again told the story of the spyglass, of how I had never dared to hope that I should return to this place so soon. I reached out to pat the back of my great-grandfather, and of course my hand went right through him. I threw my glass into the fireplace. The songs of the night were so true and clear, as if no one had written them but life itself. I heard a Germanic drinking song, and also the call of Scandia from 4 blonde duchesses. Out on the docks I watched the fish jumping out of the water and into the mouths of gulls, who then flew them over to my plate. In each fish were gold and silver rings that people had lost to the sea long ago. A night buzzard flew high in the air. Suddenly, a sea monster leapt out of the water and snatched the buzzard out of the sky. I'll never know how I arrived back at my camp that night, but I do remember the river again filling with a mist. It was the dragon's breath. I know it was. I saw a young girl, strangely familiar, and somehow I knew that it was the Wayfarer. She had been made young again, given back her youthful face when she had given her life to save the Mistiful Isles.
"I am the mist of your mind tonight, Percival," said she, the newborn woman. "I shall go with you."
"And I am the King of England," said I. "Welcome back." I boarded her dragon ship, and as we sailed under the bridge, we toasted that river dinery, its life, its food, its drink, its laughter, and its song. There it shone as we drew away, a lighthouse in the night for mariners ancient and new, ghostly and real.